This is a hybrid flying wing glider I made from the Cessna. And this is the new pure flying wing glider that I made from the FX802. This plane only costs about $30, sort of Australian. And the two propellers in the front not only propel the craft but also steer it, so there's nothing complicated at all. There's a lot less weight, no servos or anything like that, just two motors and propellers and a battery and a receiver, and that's it. No bars or anything going back, no, what do they call it, rods, none of that stuff. The fuselage is bigger on this one. This one's hardly got any fuselage at all. And I compare the differences. The thrust, the propeller, it bangs on the ground and pulls the propeller backwards and dislodges the engine, the motor mount, and it's all loose. And that's a real problem with it, with no undercarriage. But you don't get the same problem with this because the nose is in front of the propellers. The propellers are so small you can hardly see them, and they don't touch the ground, so you don't get that problem, which is great. But it's just so much simpler and lighter. There it is, how it's made from the plane. Before we go any further, we just show you how good it goes. I just got a video on here. See if we can get nice, a bit of a focus. Oh, the light there on there, but it doesn't matter. We'll see the plane. There it is flying. How slow it is. It's half the speed as the other one. It goes half the speed as the Cessna one. For some reason it steers quicker. See how quick it steers. I think it's the best fun I've ever had in any radio controlled plane. I haven't flown many, but this is the best fun I've ever had for a long time, I tell you. It's so much better than the Cessna one, because it's just, look how responsive it is, how it steers. Where the Cessna one's got a lag and it won't steer, you know. Turn it off. It will steer, the Cessna will steer, but it steers by the rudder instead. And it's such a short fuselage for the size of the wingspan, and the wing tends to skid, and for about 3 seconds, and then it bucks, and then it turns with the rudder. And use a bit of throttle also helps too, because the slipstream of the prop goes into the rudder. With this one, it steers by the propellers instead, and you get a lot better steering, a lot more responsive. This one's a lot more snappy on the steering, of course. Now, I'm going to take this unit, which comes from the plane, off. Here we go. See? It's just sticky taped on. I just use sticky tape to come, and so I can replace the wing. Don't worry about gluing it on, because then it makes a real mess if you want to get it off. Not only that, you might want to replace the wing, because this wing's pretty well, made a really shitty foam. So I'm going to make another wing and put on there, you see. I'm just going to have a look where I'm up to in my curriculum. Now, that's how simple it is. That from that. You can see where it's been cut out from the plane, even with the sticky tape on it. I'm going to stick it back on again in a minute, so leave the sticky tape on it. And now, with this little unit, you could make a zeppelin out of it, a balloon and sort of thing, or you could make a big regalia or something like that, and hang it with thin carbon fibre and stuff or whatever, you know. You can make anything out of that. It's all self-contained, everything's there. And there's another modification too. Here's the top of the wing. Well, on this one, it's been shaved down. So it's flat on the top. And it's about 1/4 inch deep there, see this? This goes in the recess. Of course, you just trace around it and recess it, just go around inside, around the outside I meant, with a Stanley knife. It's about 1/4 inch deep, and then just gradually pick all the rest out just by, I cut little squares with the Stanley knife the same depth, about a centimetre each. And you've got to have something at the back. I've got string now, but that's balsa wood to stop the wing from breaking at the back. That's bad when it nosedives, you need that. But the string might be better because it's great in tension and even lighter. Now we'll just go a quick lesson on how to make a wing. The COG's about there. I'll put the fuselage back on. I'll just show you what I do. Just put it on there, recess in, you see, and then you stick the sticky tape down. Doesn't matter, it's just for demonstration purpose. I wouldn't fly it like that. I'll put a bit more on it, I suppose. It's in there. Now when you make the wing, yeah, the COG's there, we go through that soon. The COG's 1 inch past the front of the wing, but crank forward a little bit. So in effect it's sort of not quite there, it's a bit different, but according to here, it's 1 inch, and it's about not quite 3 foot, not quite 3 foot wingspan. There's a plan view of it, in case you want to make one. Now, before you make your wing, you've got to do one thing: pick out your foam. Now this foam, this straight foam, it's out of focus. There's a way to stop that. It can gradually come back, you see. Focus close and gradually come back. That straight foam, just straight, really big slabs. It's on the side of parcels, in between the parcel and the outer box, cardboard box. Inside the parcel, you have this sort of foam, but we're not interested in that sort of foam at this stage. It's a lot heavier. That's the heavy foam. But the stuff that's outside, in between the parcel and the outer box, is really, really soft, light foam. And some of it's really, really crappy quality, like this one is. The wing I made from this is really crappy, so you can see. And there it's all come out because I've sticky taped this thing on here, and you've got to be really careful when you sticky tape the fuselage on, not to rip the beads out of the polystyrene, because it's such crappy polystyrene. That's why it looks so really crappy. The whole thing is, you know, it's as crappy as, but it works all right because it's so light, so it's great. But this polystyrene's a lot better quality. You can see it's really good, and it's just as light, I think, nearly as light, 99%. Then once you've got your polystyrene, you make a template out of cardboard of only one wing only, because then you can turn it over to make the other wing or whatever, and then you put that on there and trace it round and cut your wing out. It's that simple. And then you've got something a bit like that, just straight square wing, and then you bevel it right around with, and you leave a bit of an edge on right around too, and then you nearly got a wing. And then of course you just fill the rest in, and that's the aerofoil shape there, showing the shape of the aerofoil. Then you just scrape all the rest off, you see. And it doesn't take very long for it to reduce, and you end up with something like this. Actually, reduction doesn't take the time, it's just getting the shape right, because with a file like this one, it's really, really quick. It could reduce, like this wing is probably about half the thickness, nearly of this, you know, of this whole thing. Getting close to, on average, it would be at least, you know. And so, to shave all that foam off, which is half the thing, with this it would take 10 minutes at the most, probably. Not very long, because it just chews into it, really chews into it, you know. And once you get it near the shape you want, you start going real lightly with this, real lightly, and it's still used only the rough file so far. And see, it's really rough. It's not focused now. It's really rough, you see. See that? You can see there. And then you use another tool, which I love this tool. It's made from a feet. You can easily make one. You just put a bit of emery cloth or sandpaper or something like that. It's a sort of a medium. It is just not going to focus on it, is it? Focus. No, doesn't matter. Sort of like a medium grade. There's a really fine one there, but that's useless pretty well. It's not too bad for polishing it off, I suppose, and polishing it up, but this still reduces, you see. It reduces really well. And you have to reduce this by, you know, like 1/8 of an inch all over, just to better get all those lumps out of it. And this will do it, you know. It's amazing how quick it reduces that 1/8 inch off. You end up with you can't tell it was that one, but this wing here is made of the better stuff, a lot much better stuff, and really it's not too bad at all. Nice smooth finish. Now what's next on the agenda? Now you're going to make the wing convex. When you make the shape of this wing, it's a flying wing glider, and it's got a reflex on it. You might better just see it. You see it goes up towards the back, where you don't carve that in. You can't do it, it would be impossible, and make it too difficult. You notice the whole thing is all convex, everything's convex all the way around. That's the important thing about it. Aerofoil is convex all the way, from front to rear, all convex, the whole thing. That's important to make it work, really important. Now, instead of carving the reflex into it, you bend it in. And you just knead the polystyrene. It won't do it straight away, you've got to gradually do it. It'll probably take 15 minutes or so to do each wing. And you've got to go around like that, just train it. Push it in like this, push it in like that when you do it, like put pressure inwards like that to stop it from cracking when you do it, and just go a reflex right around, gradually starting to get it now. Maybe you can see it a bit there, until it's like this, until it's like that, I suppose you can see it, yeah, you can see it there, all around. And then you got your wing, you're working for a flying wing. And with the reflex, I've got to have the reflex on there. And now, what if the wing's a bit heavy? This has got the CG right there. What if the wing's made a bit heavier foam? and it won't balance there, an inch behind. You have to resize the wing. If that's the case, what you do is you go around a half an inch around the whole wing, like that, and you find the wing here is normally 3/16 squared off at the rear, all the way around. When you cut it off, it'll be a lot more, it'll be nearly a centimetre, so it'll be too thick there. So it means you have to shave all the wing down, and this part of it all down, until you get 3/16 again, and that would make the rear of the wing much lighter, and that will give you your extra ballast, hopefully. If you downsize the wing, because it takes a fair bit of polystyrene off it, and just keep downsizing it until it does balance. At the point, if the wingspan's only 3/4 the size, you'll have to have the balance point sort of like here or something, you know, about there. But it's 3-foot wingspan and it's an inch and it's swept forward. So it's like the COG's really effectively back further, but because the wing's swept forward, that's where it is, and it's only swept forward by a few degrees. Excuse me. The sweeping forward makes it not spiral so much on a tight corner, you know. Now we're going to come to the next part. That's what we're going to come to. Trimming. Trimming the wing. We made the reflex, we got that. Now we've got to trim the wing. Now for turning left and right, you just do this, simpler. To turn left you do that, to turn right you do that. It's that simple. See? And but there's other little tricks. There's washout. Now washout is, I'll show you again. The root of the wing is sort of that angle of attack, and the tip is left angle of attack, so it's coming off, the sticky tape's coming off. That's exaggerated, but you can put sticky tape back on and hold it on like that. That's washout. And the reflex at the back of the wing is also helps with the washout, you see, because you make the reflex come out more there, it'll give a lot more reflex towards the tip than at the root, you see. And it's all in bending the wing, you just bend the polystyrene to do it. And next thing is arching. What I do, every few flights I just do that to the wing, you know, towards the centre of the wing, like that. And so the underside is a little bit concave, and just keep bending it like that in a little bit, and that stops it from stalling. And it'll hang on the stall and hang on and hang on and hang on if you do that. And if it starts stalling a lot, that's what you do. You do the arching like that and stop the stalling. And when you do the arching, it'll make it go nose down a bit more. So you give it a bit more reflex. I give it more pitch, they call that pitch. And there's one last thing, is you bend the wingtips up to stop it from spiralling, you know, on a tight turn. Makes it recover. It recovers so nicely both directions, even on a really tight turn. It's sort of a copy of this in a way, but more subtle. You can't even see it. It's only about 1 or 2 degrees, but it's enough, you know, to stop it from spiralling into a dive sort of thing. Sticky tape is not staying on at all. Now, that's pretty well completes the whole thing. You've got to not only make the wing, but you've got to trim it as well, and that's the hardest thing, bending the wings, and that's what it's all about, is bending the wings, you know? And this, as I said, it's just the best thing I've ever had. It's so much better than the Cessna. It must be 6 times more fun than the Cessna. Because other than the prop problem, this one goes nearly twice the speed. It's still really good, but the main problem is the lag in the turning. It takes too long to turn, and they always end up in trees all the time because it takes that little while to turn because it's rudder instead of the props. And this is really agile. It goes around the corners nicely. It's beautiful. And now the sticky tape's coming off again. It doesn't matter, I suppose. I've got some sticky tape here and I'll just sticky tape it on again. Just sticky tape it on the front there, see? That's where you've got to do it there on the front. And sticky tape's lost its sticky. You don't want it too sticky because it's really shitty foam. It might stay there now for demo purposes. And there it is. I imagine a spaceship. We'll end with a plan view, eh? Anything I've missed, have a look in the video description for a flight video of it, a better flight video of it. And it's so agile and so easy to fly that I can hold the camera with one hand and fly the plane with the other, you know, it's just amazing. It's just absolutely the most pleasurous thing I've ever had to fly, you know, just so beautiful, so slow and so much fun.